I hope everyone's having a good night. I just finished eating, so let me wash that down. Okay. So I just want to shed some light on my little setup here because these are all things that mean a lot to me. I made this when I was in high school. I cut out that heart and then I welded my name on it. And then I made like a little stand. And then I have this huge clear quartz. And then I think this is black tourmaline, but I'm not sure what this black rock is. And then selenite and some sage. So I'm gonna smudge and then we will pull some cards. I was pulling some cards while my phone was charging. My phone died on the last live. So sorry about that. And then my charger wasn't working, so technical difficulties. But my bro let me borrow his charger. So I think we got her under control. I don't think it'll happen again. I love the smell of sage. And I also love the smell of matches. I'm that weirdo that'll just smell the matches after I put them out. Oh, I have to go get my, oh, this will work, this will work. Okay. So, I was starting with what I wrote a couple days ago on the 26th. We've waited many years to proudly learn who had inherited these gifts that our ancestors told us about. Okay? The gifts of our late ancestors, the stories that we heard from the people before us, from the generations before us. Yet now that it's witnessed in the flesh, envy and greed consumes the people who had not inherited these gifts, these abilities. Okay? So a family once proud of our lineage, once proud of our ancestors' stories that were passed down to us, are now too proud to admit that they despise who was trusted, who was chosen to take these gifts on. If there's a few things that I've learned, it's to stand on what you believe in, your beliefs, right? What you believe to be true based on your own experiences. That's as true as it gets. Take your own advice and trust no one. Okay? Trust in self. Trust in the divine. Trust that when you don't know what to do, the divine will bring it to you, right? And that's what I mean by trusting self. Trust that connection. That's where it starts. Okay? It's like we get all down on ourselves when these people betray us and when they lie to us and when they manipulate us and when they gaslight us to our faces. But then it'll happen again and it'll happen again and it'll happen again until we learn to trust ourselves, okay, and our connection to God or whatever you call your higher power, the universe, whatever it is to you, right? But it's an all-loving, all-forgiving energy. It's the energy of love. It's the most powerful energy. That's where trust starts, that relationship with trust. Okay? Until you get better at it, in trusting self, in trusting that connection through prayer and meditation, mostly, but where you feel in touch with your spirituality. Some people go on hikes. Some people just let the sun hit their skin, right? Whatever it is to you, because we're all unique, right? We're all different, and we'll all find that space where we feel comfortable enough to open our minds to that, open our hearts to that, right? So wherever it is for you, or whatever it is to you, okay? Until we get better at it, this trust. Until it becomes second nature. And that second nature becomes instinctual. Okay, so it's now our instinct. At that point, law of attraction states, okay, it's a law, states that that's exactly what I'm calling in. Because all I am is truth. All I am is trust. All I am is faith. Right? Okay. So at that point, finally, the day arrives where I will be able to trust with gratitude and peace because I called that person in. I called the person who I am within somebody else, right? So we have to get good at doing this on our own in order to attract that same type of person. Law of attraction. Okay, so that's what I wrote down on the 26th. Short, okay? Usually I fill up a whole page, but I feel like that was just short and sweet, okay? There's that one packed a punch. You know what I mean? Like that's all that needed to be written that day. So I just stopped. I hope everyone's doing well. Hey guys. All right. So we're going to pull some cue cards. I keep the negative comments, right? Thanks for thanks for showing us who you are. Like, thanks for letting yourself be known. And now we know to look out for your account. Okay? Until you make the next one. But I hope everybody who's on a more positive note on this level finds this video. And this person's here for a reason as well, right? System, not meeting demands. I heard like demands aren't being met. A new perspective. Someone's also getting suspended for delaying something. Abstinence in the reverse. Somebody's trying to say that someone isn't abstinent who is abstinent. Okay, yeah, they're lying. Somebody's lying and said that they slept with someone who's abstinent. Okay. Somebody's caught manipulating the system. Okay, manipulating the system. I also heard that this person will not be your sacrifice. Okay, they will not be your scapegoat. It'll all fall onto you or whoever was a part of this manipulation within the system. The person that you tried to sacrifice or you tried to set up within the system, okay, they're very truthful. They don't lie, okay? They have no reason to deceive. So when they're speaking their truth, it hits people in a way, okay? We spoke about this before. Truth vibrates at a different frequency than lies, than manipulation, right? So it will reach the people differently than manipulation will, okay? I'm also getting that somebody was lying and saying that somebody speaking their truth was manipulation. Okay? They said, they're lying. I heard they're lying about me. They're lying. All they do is lie about me. Something like that. They're trying to say that they're trying to say that the person that they're obsessed with is obsessed about them. And it's just not true because, for example, if somebody was lying about me, okay, then that's that. So what? Right? I couldn't care less. Honestly, I couldn't care less. I wouldn't entertain it for a moment. I'd acknowledge it and then I'd move on. I wouldn't even bring it up. I wouldn't entertain that, right? So it's like, if this person's lying on you, this person that's obsessed, okay, why don't you just ignore it then? Why are you continuously trying to attack this person and set them up? It just doesn't add up, right? It's like, yeah, you're saying this, but you're also actively trying to attack them. I'm pretty sure 2 + 2 = 4, and I'm pretty sure the reason you're trying to attack them is because you're the liar, right? It just very easy to read. Okay, very easy to read. Materialistic. I'm getting like this person doesn't, it's very ungrateful energy that I'm feeling. Like this person doesn't mind shitting on the next person when they have money. But the money that they have isn't truly theirs in reality. They just interpret it as theirs because they got it underhandedly through their connections in the system. Okay, these people who aren't making their demands, certain protocols. So it's weird how this person feels so superior and condescending towards others when that ain't even really theirs for real. You know what I mean? It's like, what reality are you living in? Their own perception of, I don't know. I don't even know. It's skewed. It's way off. Okay. Parental issues. Someone's talking shit. They're saying that you guys have a kid together, but I don't see it. Like, I feel like somebody said that you had a kid together and you don't. That's not your kid. But it's weird because I'm getting that it's like it's a masculine that's saying that. So like, I could understand if it was a feminine saying that. It happens all the time, but it's a masculine saying that you're their baby mama and you're not. Okay? And it's because you have something coming to you, or you have money coming to you. They're also like upset because the person who actually is the mother to this child is very reckless, is very, they just go off at the mouth. They're very vulgar. They're very just rude. They're just cutthroat, okay? So they're upset. They wish that you were the mother to their child. But it's just not true. Okay, so I'm going to pull some of the Star Tarot, because we're all about healing up in this, you know? Hopefully this is positive in some way. So this is like generational wealth. It's the family, it's the business, it's the finances to last generations, right? It's like where you'll be comfortable, your kids will be comfortable, your kids' kids will be comfortable. But it's weird because these people manipulated it through the system, through the courts. So they had to have lied. Yeah, manipulation found out. Okay. And the people that they lied to, or the person that they lied on, more like, isn't a deceitful person. And that was a huge reason why they felt the need to oppress this person and attack them as well, because you can't just, like, if they were to have just oppressed you, you would have still been your happy-go-lucky self, and they couldn't have that either. Otherwise, their manipulation, their lies to the system wouldn't seem accurate, so they also covertly attacked. Okay? They said that you weren't right in the mind. That you weren't right in the mind. Okay? That you're a menace. You're a menace. And it's just not true. If anything, these people are menaces, and they're not right in the mind for the things that they did. Okay? Very boldly, if you're going to put it through the courts, right? Yeah, they attacked this person because they frauded them out. They were impure, and that's the reason for the continuous attacks. Okay? If they were pure, they would just protect their energy, guard themselves to that person who was obsessed with them, and move on. Okay? They would just understand not to go near that person, like I do. Okay? So it just is what it is. Okay? And then this person's like going off, lying, because they want to stay out of jail for collaborating to have other people not collaborate with the person that they frauded. They feel like they're all out of options. They want to attack. But people know the truth. They want to attack, but people know the truth. And people are bringing, so this argumentative, aggravated energy that they want to bring somebody else, but they feel like they have no option to. Okay? Because this person they're trying to attack is very enlightened, very clear in the mind, knows the truth behind this. So they feel like there's no other option. I'm getting like this person is fearful, but they're not acting it because they've been living in this false reality. So if they're to act what they're really feeling, which is like fear and paranoia, these people would know the truth, but they already do know the truth intuitively. Okay? For like how I explained it, the way that you're acting and the way that they're acting, who's attacking who, right? Why would you continuously attack somebody? What's the reason behind that? Because you know that they're the truth. Someone's caught manipulating the system. Okay, and then I'm also getting that there was other options for this genuine person who's very clear in the mind and very happy, okay? So there was other options for a lot of years, and this kept getting sabotaged by this group, okay? Because of the lies that this other person said about them. They said heinous lies about this person, okay? So that these other people would want to sabotage them too. But out of these other people, there could have been like an option for this genuine person, but this disingenuous person, this obsessed person, this stalker that was like living in somebody else's reality, okay, they always made sure that that didn't go through, that connection fell through, okay, and that these people didn't want to work with you by spreading these heinous lies. And they knew any connection that you made, because like this is, I'm getting like network connection, okay, because they had your device hacked, so it was rigged. It was rigged to all work against you, for you to have miscommunication mishaps, okay? Somebody didn't receive communication about these finances that are owed to them. Didn't come in. Okay? Because they wanted this for themselves. And they didn't want to work for it. Damn. They didn't want to work for it. So they saw that you had this coming to you, and they chose to steal it. Manipulate the system, or who they know in the system. To like act as if the part that they played in your story is what you played in their story. I'm getting like this person would cry and shit on like on some phony shit, okay? Because they were doing all these things that they were crying about being done to them. They were doing these things to another person, and this other person wasn't even weak enough to cry. You know what I mean? Like it's so weird. This person was like crying and yeah, deception, delusional, okay? Delusional. That's what this person is going to be viewed as, especially when like they really get down to the bottom of this, okay? Because there is the system is in the upright here. So someone upright in the system is finding out this manipulation, discovering this manipulation. So these other options or potential options of the past that got intercepted through somebody's hacked device because they wanted to block you from having anything, okay? Any sort of connection, any sort of friend group, any sort of anything that could potentially bring up the spirits, right? Bring morale. Anything happy, honestly. But it's because this person's so unhappy. Okay, I'm also getting that this person has to buy their friends. Okay? That's sad. Especially when that money's not even yours. Like, what happens when that money's gone? Then these aren't good friends anyways, is what they'll come to realize. Someone just really needs to nurture. Someone really needs to, for one, figure out who they are, okay? Because you're not this person you've been pretending to be like, okay? In reality, you're not. You don't have the same story. You don't even have the same attitude or anything. You guys are like polar opposites, and you're acting as if you're this person. So it's like when you come to accept that, if you come to accept that, this, you may avoid an identity crisis, okay? So my advice for that would be to just find out what you like. Like, what do you like? And it could be different from what you actually liked when you were actually being you. Or maybe you've always tried to be other people. You know what I mean? Maybe you didn't like who or what your story was or who you were. And that's why you do this. I don't know. I'm not you. Okay. But I am curious. I've always been very curious. But just find out like what's my favorite color? Look at a bunch of shades of different colors and pick out what speaks to you. Like, what's my favorite food? What do I even like doing? Do I even like what I'm doing every day? Does it bring me peace? And that's a good gauge, right? How does it make you feel? Do these people even like me for real? Right? Um, with what I read earlier, most likely not. Okay? Because if you don't trust in yourself, which is evident here, and you don't trust in a power greater than yourself, then I highly doubt that you have people around you that you can trust. They'll take any chance that they can to work against you. I'm also getting that this person, these options that you had in the past of potential people who got intercepted to work against you, but like you could have had some sort of help. And this person purposely threw these people off course of working with you, okay? Because they knew that if they were to work with you and take this action, that it would have benefited them, okay? Because even them stalking you and pretending like they're in this sort of reality that is yours, that they had the same thoughts, ideas, aspirations, interpretations on life and their life experiences, okay? Just by pretending to be you, they benefited. You know what I mean? Because you genuinely know yourself. You genuinely use you actively use your spiritual, like your intuition throughout any sort of decision making. Very pure hearted, very direct. So they knew that if these people were to work with you, that they would want to keep working with you. Okay, because somebody has a very loyal energy, a very down to earth energy, a very real energy. You know how like people say real recognize real? This person didn't even want to give these people the chance to recognize how real you were. Okay, because then they would instantly know. Okay, and they were able to manipulate certain people that have already been in your energy because they knew what they overindulged in. So say you guys had a mutual friend and they overindulged in alcohol or women or men or whatever it is. They would go out and they would get that so that they could connect, right? And those weren't people that you needed around anyways. So this person did you a favor. But yeah, they would intentionally throw these people off course of working with you because they would know instantly who was being deceptional if they were to be in your energy. Yeah, manipulated the system. Also, somebody was doing spell work on the system. A lot of it. Like I'm getting like some of these authority figures or people of power, right? And that could mean many different things. Okay, you could work with CPS and call the shots there. You could work in the courthouse and decide whether or not something gets filed or manipulated somehow. Before this person would manipulate people, they would do magic on it, okay? So like I'm getting some of these people are like, why did I even do that? Why did I even feel like that was okay? Okay? And it did, because this person would make them want to believe that. and then go ahead and manipulate them. And it worked for a good while. Okay? For a good while, it worked. Damn. Someone's not toxic, or somebody could be letting go of something toxic. Like this truthful person isn't deceitful. They're not obsessed. They're not anything that this person painted them out to be. This person just didn't want to work for these finances, any sort of finances, okay? So they stole it. And they used their connections through the system in order to do this. I'm getting like somebody wants to get in your energy after working against you for so long. Probably not a good idea, right? Because if this person is any sort of intuitive, they'll dead that right then and there, okay? They'll lay that to rest. They know that you've been working against them. That'd be a bad idea, okay? That'd be one way to get arrested. These people are mad, okay? These people are mad at this person for lying. For lying on someone, okay? Because they joined this hate train. And because they joined this hate train, they'll be getting looked into as well. When the entire premise of it was heinous slander, right? So it's like I wouldn't have even helped you if you didn't fucking lie to me. That's what these people are saying. Pissed, okay? Because of this one thing, someone might get caught up on a lot of things, right? All due to this person's manipulation, their slander, because they didn't want to work for the finances that they wanted. So they stole it from somebody else who had investments, who made good relationships, and flourished financially for it. Yeah, people are moving on. They're moving on. They're realizing that all this person wanted to do was steal from this person, and that was the entire reason that they were talking shit and slandering and gathering people to talk more shit so that people wouldn't partner up with this person, so that they wouldn't lose out on the financial independence that they stole from this person. They redirected this, okay? They didn't want to be left out of something that wasn't even theirs. Someone's like desperate, or like I'm hearing asked out. So like these people, if they're not now, they will be mad. Rightfully so. These people could be like ending some sort of prior, it's like it's not a contract, okay, but they did work along with them against somebody. This could be like underhanded work to end people, because I'm seeing this guy underground, okay? It's like a low-key, an underground business to people so that they could get what they worked for in life, okay? But I'm getting like they had to be a certain amount of fucked up to be targeted for this, okay? And the person that this woman targeted for this wasn't. Okay, and that's why these people are mad, because this entire organization who's been profiting off of, you know, offing people for their finances and getting away with it because the people that they were offing were fucked up, right? They had something on them, anything. This person, this woman lied as if they did have something on this other woman, and they didn't. They had nothing. They have yet to find anything, okay? They make false documents in order to back this. So of course they didn't find anything. If they have to resort to that, then there's nothing. There's not going to be anything. Now someone's trying to lay low. They're trying to hide out because things are changing. Things are changing. People are seeing this person that they tried to entrap as wise, as like a lone wolf. They don't even really hang out with people for real, right? They keep to themselves. They stay in their lane. So these people are recognizing they're having a new interpretation on the actual reality of things, opposed to what this person was trying to manipulate through the system. Okay? And it could be through this corrupt business, this like underground business, and the court system. Okay? And other systems that they manipulated. Okay? They manipulated CPS with me, right? I wasn't allowed my visitation for a long time because of these false reports. I was like getting arrested on stupid shit because of these false reports, okay? I was being attacked, not only by the police force, but people of the streets as well, okay? So all I had was me, right? So it's like anything that this person could manipulate, they did, just to make it really fucking hard on someone. They didn't want this person to celebrate anything. Anything that they thought brought this person peace, they sabotaged. Because they were desperate to keep this money that they know wasn't theirs, that they know got redirected to them. Yeah, they didn't want to be left out of this money. So then what do? You throw your guard up. You've been through a lot in life. Okay, you take this time to heal. This was supposed to be something that you missed out on. Okay? But really it wasn't. Okay? If you would have received these finances in the state that you were in 5 years ago, okay, because that's when this started for me. I've been going through this for 5 years. If I would have got these finances that are mine, that are owed to me 5 years ago, it would have been a different story, because I was a different person back then. So what was supposed to be a missed opportunity was actually your period of healing, your period of being humbled, so that when you receive these finances now, okay, you have the discipline to maintain it, okay? You have the wisdom, the creativity, the patience to grow it. You know what I mean? So yes, it's difficult. Yes, it sucks. Yes, we have to be alone, and yes, we can't trust anybody for a certain amount of time, but it's like these are all lessons that we didn't know back then. Okay? So it's kind of reminding me of, this isn't happening to me. It's happening for me, right? So that can be a new perspective if you're going through anything like this, because I know it's fucking hard. Okay? It is in moments, but at the same time, what can get harder than that? Okay, we've been through that, we've done that, we've processed that. Now what can't we get through? You know what I mean? So it's kind of beautiful how this woman is just sitting so centered, so aligned, when it was supposed to be a missed opportunity, right? When this person, it's like the way that these people ignored this person, neglected this person, was the same way that they healed themselves and started to trust in self and started to trust in their higher power, that connection with the divine, right? That calls in our people. These people were never our people to begin with. So if we would have got those finances surrounded by these people who aren't really our people, what would have happened? That same greed and that same envy would still be there, and you'd be surrounded by it. So it's like this had to happen so that when you come out of this, you're still in this centered space. And these people that tried to do this around you are no longer welcome. Okay? Not only because your guard is up towards their manipulation, but they literally feel so much guilt and shame for doing all of this shit to you that they literally can't be around you for too long. It's like the truth in you shines a light on their deception of the past, their manipulation of the past. So not only do you know, they know that you know, and they're internalizing it. And that's up to them to process on their own, okay? It is a blessing. It is. If you really think about it. There's a few people who are very in their emotions because they're manipulated by this person. They see someone as bold, as confident in what they do. They're like, with what this person had, like with what this person lacked, okay, is more like it, okay, because this person was deprived. I was deprived of even like public resources, right? The cops would go to the shelters and say something. It would have had to be something messed up, okay, where they denied me public shelter, you know? So it's like this person was left to their own devices, but not even that, okay, because they didn't even get public resources like everybody else does. It was like they were left with nothing, and then on top of that treated like nothing. So it's like the fact that with what this person had to work with, they came out so confident in what they do. It just shows how, I don't know, man, it just shows how healed this person has been sitting in their own energy. It shows how laid back this person is. It shows how much this person isn't anything like these people painted them out to be. Like, this person is okay with being alone. They actually prefer it. They wanted to protect these false allegations, okay, with false reports, false documentation, a lot of it, at least 7. Like, they've gathered false documentation and interpret it as reality. This will be exposed. These documents that are fake, okay, like what you gathered, that will be exposed. Okay, they'll be recognized as fake. Yeah, like this person doesn't know themselves. Like, I'm getting this person doesn't love themselves. They're not getting their wish. They're deflated. They're desperate. Okay? But it's because they don't love themselves, because they don't know themselves, because they don't get to know themselves, because they're never alone. They never introspect. They always deflect. okay? They're always codependent. They're always needing to feed off of somebody else's energy. Okay, when they sit alone, they got a problem with it. And this is kind of where it stems from. Parental issues. They feel like they were misguided with guidance in the reverse. They feel like they didn't get proper guidance. But that isn't that's just an excuse, right? That doesn't justify anything, right? Like, there's a lot of people who've had even worse, have had the worst of stories, and they're still really great people because they chose to be themselves. They chose to put more focus on who they want to be and why they do things, right? Because they were so diligent to what they've witnessed when they were younger, right? So it's like, I have all the power in me to be exactly who I want to be, okay? I have the power to have that virtue and to live on it. And I know why. Because I know what it's like when you don't, because I've seen it firsthand. So it's like, there's different ways of thinking, and this person really thinks like a victim. Very unaccountable. Very immature. I'm getting like this person's like maturity got stunted at a young age. Okay, so it could be to trauma. It could be to just immaturity, right? But when that happens, it's like, we're grown, but we're not emotionally grown. We're not, the only thing grown about us is our body, right? Somebody uses their body to manipulate too, okay? Like somebody, I feel like it's like a lack of, like, somebody lost their dignity, man, with all the shit that they've been doing for a long time. They have an entire system on how they do it, on how they manipulate. So it's like, they've been doing this for a long time. They've been doing this for a long time, and they lost themselves, their dignity, okay? Their soul is compromised. And that's sad. There was this one healer that spoke to me. I really looked up to her because she was just so great. She did Jinsen Jitsu, so that is healing with the touch. She would like be able to know pressure points, but she would call them like locks or something like that. She would know certain pressure points on the body that would heal people externally and internally. She can heal anything, okay? With she's gifted with her touch. She also did like energy clearings, so if people were like, if their houses were haunted, she'd go and clear the energy in their house. Anyways, I was like being guided to be around her a lot, so I would ask her a lot of questions because I'm really curious. I like that kind of stuff, right? And I asked her, like, I was like, well, what is it when people are like possessed? Because she also did exorcisms. And how she explained it to me was that these people, that they try to manipulate with spirits, with entities that they have no business manipulating. Because when you try to manipulate that entity to work with you, okay, you manipulated that entity first, okay? So now that entity has every right to manipulate you in your vessel. So how she explained it to me like that, and then she said, when somebody's completely, like, they're fully possessed, right? The entity in them is feeding off of them fully. It's as if these people, their souls are trapped in, like, the basement of their vessel. So it's not like they're completely gone, but they're having to be witness to what they're not even doing, okay? Because this entity has full control of the mind, of the body, and the spirit's trapped in the basement of the vessel. So I was like, whoa, that's fucking sad, right? When all this, like, little spark of what is left of you just wants you to love it, wants you to love you. That's it. Just love you. So that it can become bigger and stronger and take over what is yours, okay? That vessel is yours. You gotta love yourself. But yeah, that's how she explained it to me. And some people, they just can't, right? So they need help. They need those exorcisms. It's so crazy. Like, she was telling me stories how she'd be, like, doing an exorcism, and then the body would just start levitating off the table, and then they're, like, when these entities would speak, it'd be in a different voice. Like, it'd still be their voice, but way off, okay? Usually they'd say something like God isn't real, or something fucked up, right? Like something a fucking demon would say. And then when she was done, she would have to, like, tell the person, like, you need a lot of sleep, right? Because sleep is our way to clean our brain. When we clean our brain, when we sleep, our brain sweeps itself clean, okay? It just does. So they would have to sleep for, like, 2 days or 3 days after that. And I don't know, I just found that really interesting, because, like, I wouldn't know, because I never ever, I didn't even, like, I was scared to even touch a Ouija board. Like, when my friends were, like, younger and stuff, you know how everybody has their experiences. I didn't, okay? That stuff freaked me out. I don't even like scary movies. So I just don't know, right? So I was very curious. And I like listening to that kind of stuff, because a lot of people don't believe spirits, right? They just don't, unless they experience them themselves, right? They're like, people have this mindset of, I'll believe it when I see it, right? And I think that that's so toxic, because if the laws of the universe are real, and they are, okay, we all know this, we all have been witness to karma and the law of attraction, then we shouldn't think we'll believe it when we see it. We should think, I believe it, and now I'm about to see it, you know? I never really got that. Okay, there's my rant. There's my rant for tonight. We'll get back to the reading. Manipulation. People are noticing that this person isn't deceptional. This is actually what this person's interested in. They love what they do, and they're getting very good and wise at what they do. It's like, in this time, this person's isolated, reflected, and they've shown massive improvements within their study. Okay? So for me, it would be spirituality. I know so much more now about what I'm interested in than I did back then. Okay? And it shows. Because 5 years ago, I never read tarot. 5 years ago, I didn't read energy. Okay? And now I'm very good at it. I'm very good at trusting myself, my intuition, my connection with the divine. Like, I know intuitively they'll tell me through what I feel, okay? Because I'm very empathic. So, like, if I am to like engage with someone and pull some cards, I'll feel exactly what they're feeling. I'll be able to go into a room, okay? And if someone has a really big headache or a really huge pain, I will take on that pain, okay? And I have to say something in my mind for me not to take on everybody's pain, for me to not take on everybody's anxiety. So, like, I have to protect myself even much more because I'm super sensitive to that. So that's how that's my most powerful gift, okay? Is the feeling. Some people, they get really powerful clairaudient, and that's their strength, is to hear messages. Some people get visions, and that's their strength. Me mostly is feeling, okay? They'll literally put it on my heart exactly what that person's feeling or within my body. I also get dreamscape, right? Like I'll get dreams, and that's another gift of mine. I also practice healing with the touch, like what that lady did. Um, I haven't like done a deep dive into that yet, but I practice on myself. If you know any of my story, I was very, very physically abused in one of my relationships. Extremely abused, okay? It was extreme domestic violence, and there'd be times where like I'd have broken bones and I wouldn't go to the hospital because we were out in the country and blah blah blah. He was a drug dealer at the time, so I didn't. I thought I loved this guy, right? Completely warped, okay? I wasn't myself. So I went through that for 4 years before I left. And because of that, my body was so beat up. And I was in pain all the time. And then when I found this out about myself, I started healing myself. So I'd heal myself. I would get like these little flashcards, kind of like tarot. I'd get these little flashcards that would show me these pressure points, and I was healing myself. I still do it. Okay, I'm still doing it today. I'll heal myself. But I want to go and I want to do these courses so I can help other people too, right? Because I know it works. Because I'm happy and I'm healthy and I'm very clear in the mind today. Okay? But I still respect my story and my past. It's made me the woman that I am today. So that's how I knew that I was supposed to be a healer. Because at one point, I was so unhealed. I was broken. And then I picked myself back up. And how I did that was getting really close with my higher power. Because when I was tired and when I was out of energy and when I couldn't take it anymore, I prayed. I would envision God with me, okay? Either giving me a hug or my head on his lap, right? And those little things would pull me through, okay? And when I was feeling weak, he made me strong, okay? I'd literally feel strong the next day when I would surrender that feeling, okay? Because I talk to God every day. I pray every day throughout the day, right? So he always knows where I'm at internally. So when I'm feeling like heartbroken, I feel it through and then I hand it over. And I remember feeling tremendously heartbroken. And it was in the past year when I figured a lot of this stuff out. I broke down. and I handed it over, and I remember feeling God pouring love into my heart, right? Literally mending my broken heart. And then the next day, I was so full of love. And it was a miracle, because the day before, I was so empty, okay? I felt like there was a void. And then when I was laying there, I could literally feel it pouring into my heart. Love, right? So it's like these little things that we experience that we now know to be true. And that's why we believe. And that's why we have faith, because we've experienced it. It's ours. That is special to me. It happened to me. I experienced that. That is my truth. That is my belief, right? So it's easier to heal when you have a strong connection with your higher power, because when you're feeling weak, you can lean on that, okay? And it's so powerful, and it is real, okay? Just because some people can't see it, because some people can't feel it, it is real. And when you like work on that connection, you feel it more, and it becomes even more powerful. Okay, and that's like, it's kind of going back to the book earlier when I was speaking on trust in self, right? The way that we trust in self is making that connection. Okay, they go hand in hand. To trust yourself more is to intuitively know that you are trustworthy. To know that you're trustworthy because you rely on your guides, because you rely on your higher power, right? You go to him, or the universe, or whatever it is to you, right? You pray on it when you don't know, and you sit on it, and you let that thought, that question, sit on the back burner until you get an intuitive nudge where you know exactly what to do. And you know that's because you quieted your mind, and you've sat with that thought long enough for the universe, or for spirit, or for God, whatever it is to you, to bring that to you, okay? It's a beautiful thing, okay? And when you're kind of getting off course and stuff, say you're making some bad decisions of your, like, that you used to do, like habitual things, right? You'll get nudges from your guides then too, right? They'll tell you, they'll give you red flags, and sometimes we choose to ignore them. That's usually when the universe will come in and like set you on your ass. Where it's like, okay, remember, we're getting serious now. We're serious about healing now, right? We're serious about loving ourselves now. Remember? And then something will happen where you're like, okay, I remember I'm not in control. And then we start surrendering again, right? It's okay to have those moments and to not internalize them, right? It's kind of like we're just a little kid, right? Are you going to go ballistic on a little kid? No. Okay, we're God's children. He's not going to do that to us either, but he'll give us nudges. He'll give us a lot of chances, okay? And we already know what's right, because it'll make us feel peace. I remember the same spiritual lady, I guess it's a Brenda day because I'm just talking about her a lot. The same spiritual lady told me that when we meet our life partner, okay, the person that we're supposed to be with, the person that we're spiritually ordained to be with, okay, when we meet that person, it's not going to be like this adrenaline rush. My heart's pumping out of my chest. Oh my God, I want to be with that person. Every person I've ever been with has given me this feeling, and I know it's love. No, you won't feel that. She was telling me that that feeling of like, oh my God, I need to be with that person. I'm attracted to that person. I want to be with that person. That's a warning. Okay, that's your body giving yourself a warning about that person. That ain't it. Okay, that ain't it. When you meet your person, you will feel very comfortable in their energy. Okay? Like you've known them a while when you know that you haven't. You'll feel an overwhelming sense of peace in your heart, as if you just trust that person. Okay? And if you don't, that's not your person. And that's okay, right? It's like you feel just very comfortable, very peaceful. Okay? It's not what we've thought it to be. And I'm like, damn. I always thought that was love. No wonder I'm single. But yeah, she taught me a lot of cool things like that. It's like the right things will bring us peace. And that's when I started saying, like, when I learned that, I started saying that truth speaks peace into the soul. Like, even if it's something that makes you upset, after processing those emotions, ultimately you'll respect somebody for telling you the truth, even if it's a hard pill to swallow. Eventually, it might take some time, depending on how stubborn or hard-headed or butthurt you are about the truth. You will respect that person for telling you truth, okay? Because there's so many people out here who will never tell the truth. So it is something to be respected. Truth speaks peace into the soul, even if that truth is shitty. It's like it's a respect thing, right? It's like it's the principle, like if that person, even if that person like didn't tell you the truth and then comes and tells you the truth, I'm pretty sure you'll respect that person one day. Something's being balanced out. Someone who is being very materialistic over some money that wasn't theirs, this will be balanced out. And this is when this person needs to pour into self, because they're not going to have these materials to pump up their ego, to buy their friends, to manipulate the system, to have people, to pay people to fight for them or to bribe people. They're not going to have that anymore. Okay? And that will be this person's guide's way to sit them the fuck down, right? That's how they'll be humbled. That's it. That's how they'll be humbled. So just like how you were humbled when these people left you with nothing, left you without any public resources, took your kids from you, or had you asked out, made sure that you had nothing, that nobody partnered up with you, okay, based on lies, based on deceit, had people attack you, okay, had cops attack you, had everybody treat you like a monster, right? How that humbled you in a sense where you pulled back your energy and did some serious introspection. That's how this person's going to be humbled. These materialists are going to be balanced out, and they're going to have to isolate. And depending on how much money they stole, it may be in prison. Okay, I'm hearing federal prison. So some people, that's where they get humbled, right? That's what it will take for them to be by themselves, because they just choose to never do it. Okay, you want to never do it? Okay, you want to never change? Okay, well, I'm going to make sure that you have to do it legally. Like it's so wild, because it's like a tough love too, right? It's a tough love if we're being shits. That's kind of how I see it, but you could interpret it in a totally different way. And if you do, leave it in the comments, because I like seeing other people's interpretations as well, right? Because it's different than mine. We're all unique. I love this stuff. So if you see it a little bit differently, go ahead and put it in the comments and I will read them. I read all of them. I'll read the live chat after the live, and then I'll read the comments too. And I love your guys' stories. Someone's gonna play dumb. Shit. So in order to move away from this, in order to move into calmer waters, somebody is gonna play someone like a fool. And they're gonna say, you know, I never had very much guidance. Like, they're gonna blame it on their parental issues, just to get in your good graces, okay? This person's a fucking coward. They feel like because you're so innocent, because you're so sweet, because you're so kind, you'll empathize with their parental issues. Just because they don't want to be accountable. But if you're anything like me, you'll just ignore that shit, right? It's like, all right, come back to me when you actually have something fucking serious to say, or don't come to me at all, right? It's like, come correct or don't come at all. And this person is going to deflect and blame somebody else for the actions that they took to attack you for years and manipulated other people to attack you for years. Like, no. I will not be blatantly disrespected to my face like that. Fuck off. In the most kindest way, okay? I'm still sending you love. Yeah. So this person hasn't learned much. And I'm thinking that's why they'll be sat down, right? I'm thinking that's why they'll be gone for a while. Yeah, they manipulated the system to receive, to take. And they used people of the justice system to do this. And before they would manipulate these people, they would do magic on them. There is somebody who's looking into this situation who has a completely new perspective. They have a new perspective on the last person that was looking into it. And they understand now that this person wasn't here to look into this situation. They were here to keep something from coming out. This person wasn't doing their job properly. And they're recognizing that. Somebody's recognizing that somebody who was supposed to look in on something was using that power to entrap someone so that the truth wouldn't come out. Their truth wouldn't come out. Their reality, their interpretation would never come out. Okay? There's a new person looking in on this who's really going to, I'm getting like, if you are this person, okay? If you are, say me, okay? My character in this story, this new person looking into this will ask you questions in detail. They'll want to know. They'll be curious to know, because nobody asked you shit. Nobody asked me shit. Nobody asked me what I thought. Nobody asked me the facts of what my truth, right? The real facts. And when I'm speaking to professional people, I don't put my opinion in it. I don't. That's for them to find out. That's their job. I only give facts. I only give facts and what I was feeling, because that's all I can speak on. That's all I know, right? So that it's not my perception I lay it out there and I let them perceive it for themselves, because I'm a very honest person that I don't need to manipulate. It's very clear, okay? I'm very articulate with how I operate, why I do things and why I wouldn't do certain things. So I just lay out facts. This person's going to want to ask you what your story is, which is beautiful. So there's somebody here who wanted you to miss out on an opportunity in love, okay? I don't know why I couldn't spit that out just then. So they want to say that you're unstable and that you're not abstinent when you could be abstinent, okay? I'm abstinent, okay? I've been abstinent for almost a year, right? But when I made that decision, I made that decision. And somebody wants to make you look like you aren't abstinent, okay? By saying that they slept with you or causing some sort of instability to have that look true. And it's not, so it's just something that we ignore. So there's like a love interest of someone's past where you caught them sneaking. You caught them sneaking. You knew that these people were connected somehow. You caught this person being connected to everybody of this fucked up community it's like everybody's connected. And you caught this person lying, and they're arguing. They're arguing because you caught them. So they're arguing with the people who manipulated them to work with them. But this is like an ex or like a love interest of the past. Somebody wants to come in and send a message, and they want to send a message of why they did what they did. They were manipulated. They were sent in to do that, and they I don't know, somebody feels very regretful. Okay, but would they feel regretful if they didn't get caught? I don't know. I wouldn't trust it. But they genuinely want you to accept their offer. But of course they do. These materials are being balanced out. Okay? Maybe it's because they were manipulated because this other person that manipulated them had all your materials, right? They were like valuing something that they shouldn't have been. Or maybe it was because they got tempted, like temptress energy. Maybe it was because they were overindulging and this person knew their poison. Either way, they still made that choice and you caught them. Now they want balance. They genuinely really feel this, but I just don't know why. It's like if you felt that, then you would have had a strong enough backbone to stand on your own values, to stand for this person. All you had to do was say no and walk away. You know what I mean? All you had to do was come to this person that you wanted to be with and let them know about what was being offered to you, what someone came to you with, right? That's all you had to do. And they didn't. They worked with this person to cause chaos. And they're caught. They got caught, okay? I don't know if they know that you know, but you know. Intuitively. So you're balancing out your energy, okay? Because you're balancing out your energy internally, that's what's bringing these what is bringing these materials in. Okay? You've already been humbled. You already are grateful about the simpler things in life. So now this gets to be balanced out. Now you get everything that's owed to you, okay? And probably a little bit more, should be. And now this fool wants to take you for a fool and blame it on parental issues. Okay? They studied you. They see you as very innocent, as giving second chances, okay? And that's true if you come correct and this person's not. So it's like, forget about it. Yeah, they just want to like figure something out. They're like contemplating. They're like watching, contemplating. Not gonna work. Yeah, not gonna work. Someone also studied someone's reaction to something. Like they did something intentionally and studied your reaction. And because your reaction was so positive, was so healing, they really internalized that. They're like, I must be really fucked up to do that to somebody and then study it. And then now they're a really great person and really innocent. And I don't even really know who I am. Damn. So somebody feels like, okay, somebody's like competing with you behind the scenes, flip-flop in the story, and they'll come to a realization that the entire reason that they were competing with you is because they genuinely believe that you are better than them, right? So it's like they're really going to internalize that. And maybe it'll be while they're sitting, being humbled. But I don't know that for sure. I don't really care enough to dig into it too much. I feel like I've talked long enough. 1 hour and 22 minutes. I could go on for days about spirituality, honestly. You guys. Have you ever read The Cloud of Unknowing? No, I haven't. I'll write it down. I'm reading a book right now that I want to go get it. But I'm going to write this down first. One thing at a time, Tori. The Cloud of Unknowing. I've always had an open mind, right? I've always had an open mind. Like I always believed that anything could be possible, right? That's why like when I'm healing and I'm practicing healing, I'm really good at it because I genuinely believe that anything can be healed. Anything. Like even the diseases that they say are incurable. Of course they're curable. Okay. I want to show you guys this book and then I'll close it out. If I remember where I put it. Okay. Samuel and the Little People. And it's about this native guy. He's Cree, like me. And he sees like he sees these little people. And I think it's aliens, but I don't know yet. I just started it. It's either aliens or ghosts, right? Spirits. But they've spoken about these for like generations. Like you'll see so many stories about these little people. And they say that like, I'll read the back of this book. This is the story of the origin of the little people, as told in the journal of Samuel White Wolf. So this is a Cree Native man. Isbister found the White Wolf's journal among his grandfather's things. Okay, so it was his grandfather's experience, and thought to bring these stories to life. People say that they're fiction, myth, only real in ancient legends. But as a child, Arnold had experiences with them, and he wanted to know more about them. Not everyone can see them, okay? But it says it in Cree, but I don't speak Cree. Because they only show themselves to those that they see as honored friends. In Samuel's case, they favored him for the stories that he told. A tiny person to whom he gave the name Little Man became a close, dear friend. Okay, so these little people would come and visit him. And when I was in treatment twice, okay? Shout out to anybody in recovery, okay? You're amazing. The first time I went to treatment, there was this elder, and I'd wake up at 2 a.m. every morning and go and eat a bowl of cereal and go back to bed. Okay, that was just my thing. And he was the night shift worker at the treatment center at that time, and his name was Gerald. And he would tell me all these stories as I was sitting eating my cereal. And I asked him one day, I was like, "Do you believe in aliens?" Because I do. I believe in extraterrestrial life. Like, why wouldn't there be? But I'm always curious as to what other people believe. And then he told me, he was like, "I've seen an alien before." Okay. And then I was like, "What? What did it look like?" I was like, "Did it look like off of Aliens versus Predators?" And he was like, "No." He was like, it looked like a little person. It looked like a little person, and had big eyes, and it was just naked, right? But that's all he said. And he said that he's seen them twice in that treatment center, the same night shift, same place, whatever, right? But he's seen them twice. And I believed him because I just knew that he was telling the truth. And then I saw this book in Canadian Tire, and I'm like, no way. I knew he was telling the truth. I believed in him. I love stuff like this. Yeah, that's cool. One time I was going for a run, and I saw so many orbs, and they were like yellow. They were like really bright yellow, okay? And it was like hundreds of them just for a moment, and I ran through them. It was so wild. I'm just like, whoa. Whoa, right? When we open our mind to these things, they make themselves more visible to us, right? And I just couldn't believe that I just ran through a bunch of my ancestors. It was so cool. I'm like, wow, that was such an experience. I think I came on here and I spoke about it because I'm like, whoa, I love that. Yeah, and then I remember also, like, one time I was staring at a tree line, and I must have been meditating because I literally, like, my mind was blank. And I could see across the tree line was the same aura around every single tree. Like, it just kept going. It just kept going. It just kept going around these trees, like a bright, rich green aura around these trees. And I'm like, that's the same aura for thousands of trees. And then I kind of had like, it kind of gave me an awakening in a sense where like we're all connected. And then when I saw that aura above the trees, my mind took me through the trunk of one tree, and I like went down its trunk and I spread out through the roots. And these roots were touching other trees' roots, which were touching other trees' roots, it was just all interconnected, right? So I thought that that was pretty cool. I know that a lot of people see auras as well. I'm not that good at it yet, but I heard that if you like look at yourself in the mirror and you like, you know how you can relax your eyes and make your eyes go kind of blurry if you don't focus? So I guess if you like stare at yourself in the mirror and do that thing where your eyes aren't really focused, eventually you'll be able to see your aura and then get really good at it. But I just haven't really found the time to do that. Or like there's like, if you want to like practice hearing in the summertime, I do this. In the summertime, go sit out on the grass and then just think of all the things that you're hearing. Like I'd sit like crisscross in the grass, and I would just close my eyes and I'd be like, oh, I hear a bee. Oh, I hear a lawnmower. Oh, there's my kid. And I hear this and I hear this, and I'd be hearing like 50 things at once, right? And I'd just be like really, really understanding all the things that I was hearing. That's another good one to practice. Okay, guys, I've been talking for long enough. Have a good day, and I'll probably see you tomorrow. If not, I'll see you guys the next day. Much love.